What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Knox Hill, breaker of bars, pinnacle of the YouTube reaction community. I don't miss beep. I don't miss a beat.
Ooh, Starry Night.
Let's go. I love the shot. This was
I
Bo's
like
idea.
the framing, bro.
Yeah. The horns on the thing. That was
We're
Bo.
already pausing. It's fine. It's gonna happen. Bo is a
Genius.
beast.
Yeah. No, I
He's
love
an amazing operator.
I love things where, like, in the moment you spot something and then you just kind of like adapt to it. And that was one of those things where, like, all right, stand by the window. And then Bo was like, wait, can you move your head a little? It's like, just trust me, it's gonna look good. I was like, all right. And then I saw what he meant afterwards. Fire.
And then what's going on here?
This is our Vincent character.
Yeah.
We'll learn more about him as it goes on.
Have you ever taken acting classes?
No, I haven't. I've done a lot of it for music videos, and I've worked with Ricky on Money Game, the first one. That was kind of the only acting stuff I had, but he gave me a lot of cool advice, which is just like, don't try and do the thing, just try and have the thought, believe it, and then the things will come naturally, sort of thing. So
really?
It's less so, but like, okay, I'm going to do this, now I'm going to... Yeah, because in real life, I guess the point of acting for me is like, I'm trying to forget myself and embody whatever story, character I'm trying to tell. So it's more like the mannerisms that would come to that character will come out if I spend enough time thinking about all of the things that character encompasses, or like what part of my personality I can make larger than life that suit that character.
Yeah, do you try to draw from your own personal experiences?
That's all we can do, man, isn't it? Yeah. Like, either that or I'll watch, if I've got a character reference, I'll watch a movie or a series where I'm like, yeah, that character's the sort of...
I just did that.
Yeah,
I just did that. I had like a Blade Runner, Ryan Gosling reference for the last video that we did. Very dystopian world, and I'm supposed to be like non-emotional, but at the same time conveying just, that internal...
That helps, man.
Emotion.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And again, the whole reason this question came up is because like that face right there and like just that expression that you give.
Yeah.
Like in real life, I've never seen you give an expression like that before. But that's like, I don't know. That's just, you're a really good actor.
Appreciate that.
You are. Are you ever gonna do like movies?
I'd like to do
film?
some. Yeah, I feel like that it's a whole different ball game. The inflection of voice when you're in a moment and you're responding to somebody else, and I really like the challenge of that, because like there's something about, I feel like I've gotten very used to like conveying emotion through image, right? But I feel like the like vocal tonality, the little subtleties of how you bounce off somebody, that's something I've never experienced.
Yeah,
so it'll be like,
true.
It'll be something I'd love to do for sure. It's just never been the right opportunity that's come up. I have had opportunities come up, but like it's got to feel something to me that feels good.
Netflix. Waiting on the deal. Man's got a series.
This was good. And then here we got Mr.
the
Aaron
lighting.
Crastle, came through last minute.
Hilarious.
Funny guy.
This man is so funny.
Yeah, Aaron's a legend. And then this prison was great for it as well.
This beat, so simple but so catchy. Like on set, you had that stuck in my head for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
It was an interesting decision, because this second Tales, we were going to do it all live, right? And then I was just like, I realized the difficulty of like choreographing that many people who can stomp. You'd think that stomping in time is like a relatively simple thing to do, but it's to get that many people doing it consecutively, exactly correct for that length of time, because we were filming all day, right? It's actually quite a lot more difficult.
Yeah,
than
I
you
mean,
imagine.
it was like a how-to beat boot camp, basically.
Yeah,
with that Vic,
yeah.
shout out to Vic, because Vic was running through him on that. Like, he was putting in the grind. Like, he was patient. He was teaching everybody. He was making sure.
Yeah. So that whole thing. I mean, like I did choreographed classes with a few of them before the day as well. And but yeah, so it was like, for me, it was like the tales are raw, right? They come from a place of like, with the first Tales of Jennings Creature, it was like the bard sort of like guitar and voice. So I really wanted to capture that. Like, I didn't want to go too overproduced and do like drum beats and stuff.
No.
I needed it to feel raw. So I was just like, well, I just made the beat at home, stomped, clapped, recorded, stacked it all up.
Yeah.
And recorded that of myself in like an ambient space, and then obviously, as you hear, it'll come in. The other elements are just my voice doing everything else. So it's just my voice stacked on top. So yeah, I just thought that was important.
I love that choice. Instead of like drum kit percussion, like coming just from that natural
and
place.
It can't get out of my head now, but all I think about now, someone pointed it out on the set, was the 2 times I've been around that track.
Ain't no holla back, girl.
That
happened.
See what I mean, man? Is all I can think of is that now. Fucking Gwen Stefani, bro.
There he is. He was at the show last night.
Yeah, Mr. Connor's dad, legend.
Hang on. I would actually be afraid of you in prison. Like, that look right there shows me that you were running the yard right now.
Get my preach on, bro. Well, I think another thing is like,
Go on.
I feel like with acting as well, I think in one way is that I'm kind of lucky in a way is I feel like I've lived like about 10 different lives, you know what I mean? So like, it's not, you know, like,
I understand
this part of me, like, I mean, like growing up when I was fucking out, just out on the streets of Wales with all my mates and stuff like that, you've got to, as a matter of just like getting by on the streets, you've got to come with.
You got to have a little bit of swagger, man.
You've got to have a certain energy.
It's survival.
And so it's like I feel like, and then following that, like getting so ill and fucking having to come through all that stuff, that's then a really useful emotion to be able to bring to other parts of things where you kind of start feeling like completely the opposite and fucking vulnerable and really just like nothing. So I feel like it's putting yourself in lots of different life situations and experiences and experiencing a whole spectrum of different realities is also really, really helpful. And I always recommend to anybody just to like fucking get outside of your comfort zone and put yourself in environments that you don't feel necessarily comfy. And like, you know, and I spent a lot of time with homeless people as well growing up, and like a lot of time with addicts, a lot of time with people in abusive situations, a lot of, you know, I've seen the spectrum of like human existence, and I've been very broke a lot part of my life, and now I'm in a situation where I'm not so fucking broke. So it's like, I feel like experiencing all those things, like I wouldn't change any of it, even though like it's been a real fucking struggle. It's like that spectrum of human experience I feel like is really useful.
I feel like that's kind of the reflection of the Tales series though.
Yeah, for sure.
Is, you know, some of those you can tell there's that personal experience. I know they're not your stories, but they're stories that you've definitely observed.
Yeah, facts.
And that you've taken and that you've converted into tales, and you've drawn from those experiences.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I love that.
How do I begin? Wait a minute, I know. Step 1, I repent. Step 2, let me go. No, 3, maybe I show you remorse for my crime. Fuck that, let me speak my mind. So allow me to introduce myself to your manifestation of everybody in this room. Don't ever felt discarded by a system that's regarded to be something for the people, but the people disregarded, it's retarded. Putting all the power in the palms of the heartless. Lions don't care when chewing on carcass. Homeless levels rise and the politicians pardon. Slave labour wage, docking pay for the farmers. Britain, Great Britain, no, you're a slave, Great Britain tax.
It's gonna be so hard because I so just want to enjoy this, but we're not doing a breakdown.
Yeah.
I will do a proper breakdown of this. We're not doing a breakdown, but I just had to say, like, obviously you've got the tail vibes, you've got the rawness, but I can't help but tie in the money game vibes as well, especially with some of these thematic content here.
Well, yeah. So, like, I mean, this one, the whole, it's like I'm trying to tell different archetypal story types, right? And Jenny and Screech is a little bit of a tragedy. It's almost like in a Freudian way, a little bit of a Romeo and Juliet minus the romance. You know what I mean? Because it's just the tragedy of the end that kind of ties it all together in this kind of dark way. This one, this archetype, it's more like the story of the downtrodden working man, and this like manifests itself in Fight Club, it manifests itself in Wanted, it manifests itself in so many movies and stories. 1984, Brave New World, of like the person who kind of feels a little bit like, what the fuck is this all for, sort of thing, and then questions their piece in this puzzle. And this kind of Vincent, the reason I thought it'd be really interesting to bring Vincent to life in this sort of way, and the politics naturally just kind of falls into it, which is why Money Game falls into it, and then just the societal systems fall into it. But it's just I think it's a very relatable story for men, women, whatever. It's just like that kind of feeling of being like, well, this just is the way of everything, but like I kind of feel like I don't really fit into all of this. But I don't know how to behave, because if I behave differently to this, I'm labeled insane, I'm labeled violent, I'm labeled this, whatever. And that's kind of like Vincent's story here. I thought it'd be really interesting to tell his story, because then it's like, yes, he's kind of like an anti-hero and a villain for what he does in the first episode, but like he's one that you can kind of understand and relate to, which I think is any good villain has that like point of like almost like empathetic relatability to people.
Yeah. Which I haven't seen yet, actually. Vincent's one. So yeah, I'm diving into. What is the what's the prison symbolic of to you?
The prison. Well, I mean, it's symbolic and it's very quite literal.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like,
but I feel like the way that you're talking about this right now, like you could sort of take that prison to represent again, sort of that boxing in of
of course,
society and feeling like these people are outcasted. They're in prison for being different. And for not conforming.
Yeah, 100%.
Get rise, grow. Give a tax break for a suit and tie on the low. While the everyday people getting fucked till they broke. So let me unload. I'm on the roll. I never vote. Rigging the pose. Britain the road. Who to control when there is no food in the bowl. It's a low blow. Representatives don't show empathy. Plain to see. Represent me. No soccer. Britishers break backs.
Can Kai keep his long hair now, or are you gonna make him shave for another one?
It depends if there's any more beatdowns.
For bread and butter. Fuck the PM. Did they stutter?
Hey.
In the PM, there'll be bodies in the gutter. Blood-stained hands, milk up poor land's udder. 9 to 5, I can't survive away just to work in a job that can't provide. It's by design, my hands are tied. I climbed that, on this that. How the fuck can I pretend it's fine? The water is never wine. A pig steps to the slaughter before your eyes. It's for the new world order. Except our mind, court of law, a horse who will bend for bride.
Man.
All the while, people watch reality TV, sleep easy.
I've not actually heard that flow. I've not heard that pocket yet, because for a bunch of the shoot, like I'm elsewhere,
and the music was kind of getting a bit like, because it was such an echoey space as well, you can't really hear much.
Yeah. Wow. I love how you carried that all the way through.
Wake and repeat the cycle. Are you taking the Michael? Better beat it up. City full of sheep tweeting on the social media. Tabloid twisting tails and it's causing mass hysteria. Polarize the people, never by the hand that's feeding you. When it comes to war, they'll be calling for you, needing you. Fighting for a cause that wasn't yours, then leaving you. Hyperpolarizing the left and the right. Are you woke? Are you racist? Black? Are you white? Are you all for the Brexit? Make a swift exit. The NHS rots. Where was tax directed? Look, there goes another fucking puppet elected. Dance, little puppet dance for the
and one thing I just want to point out as well, like come to be lyrically here as well, I didn't want to have to lean into too much of like to one side or the other, because you know I didn't want to line too much into the sort of like very woke liberal side of things, and I also didn't want to lean too far into the right side of things either. So I was like, I try.
Not the point of the lyricism though, as you point out the hyperpolarization of both ends.
I try and be conscious of that too much, because I think there's too much of it, man. I feel like there's too much of like, this is my school of thought, and my school of thought is the dominating right school of thought, and that school of thought's evil. I feel like that in itself is very problematic, and it's the whole. We could make a whole video on that, but I feel like our algorithms enforce it, and so does a profit before people mentality also enforces and perpetuates this division. And that's kind of where I was trying to get out here. It's like trying to be preachy, but preaching to a relatability in all facets, all sides, all angles, where somebody can get it and then not be like put off by the fact they're like, wait, what the fuck are you talking about? But this doesn't feel, because I feel like that it's really important to create mediation in today's world, man, because I feel like polarization is killing us, man.
I think that's one of the things I've always like appreciated about your music is, you know, I've always loved good old fashioned, let's call it anti-institutional rap, because that's really the roots of hip hop. At a lot of its basis, and you reflect that. But for me, it's one thing just to point out the flaws that you see, point out the negatives. I think it's a lot harder to bring solutions. Or to try to bring some type of positivity through it. And I feel like you've always done that well, where you can reflect on the negatives, you can convert that and make it so relatable to people through the music, but at the same time, like, that common message of unity underneath of it all. And that's what you're talking about here too, like in the way of how you're presenting it, because like for you, there's a power in people uniting, in those people who are feeling like they're, you know, being subject to all this.
Yeah, and I feel like there's no point like burning a bridge if you're not then going to come to the table with another method of transportation about how to get to the other side, you know. And I feel like
that's a great quote.
a lot of a lot of modern politics is kind of about demonizing, pointing the finger at the other side and showing how bad they are and burning that bridge and being like, this is the right way and the dominant idea must win. Whereas I don't necessarily think that's how life works. I don't think you can have a dominating idea to win, because we are an extremely complicated, complex species. So like, I feel like that's what I try and do anyway. I try and I'll point fingers and poke holes where I can, but I'll try for the most part to be like, this is what we should do with that energy, following that, man. But again, I'm a single person with my own ideas. I feel like it takes collective intelligence. It takes a lot of ideas to kind of steer, and it will inevitably take that to steer shit. But anyway, let's go. I could talk about this shit for ages. I don't want to bore people to death. Political rambling. This is one of my favorite sequences. These ones. This one's fire.
Go on. Here we go. Here's one of my favorite actors right here.
The two parties resurrected.
Love that shot, man, from Bo. I love that one.
Yes, I am the malevolent, degenerate delegate.
So, just very quickly here, this is just like, how do you make the most of being in a one cell room and make it dynamic? So we were doing these like turns, repositioning the camera, being like, okay, I'm gonna turn my head down, then I'm gonna turn my head up, and then I'm gonna put the camera up here, then I'm gonna turn my head back, and so we kind of like arrange it.
And I love sort of the classic look down.
Yeah.
Shot right here, like exactly, looking down. Yeah. Viewer is here.
Yeah, now we got some cool.
To make the truth, keep it separate.
Beatboxing.
Yeah.
Right? Because man of many talents. Yeah, obviously, like you've had a few beats now that I've heard where it's like, hey, bass, no, I'll just use my mouth. Drums, yeah, I'll just use my mouth. What got you into beatboxing? And like,
I was beatboxing before I was rapping. I just loved when I was like a teenager. I would be a lot better now if I'd actually put any effort into it after I'd gotten past like teenage years. But I've just stayed the same level since I was a teenager. But like I used to love it, and I used to like go on all these tutorials back there. I've forgotten the name of the website, but there was this website back in the day that would kind of teach you all of these different beatboxing techniques, and I would just do it obsessively back then. I love it, man. And but that was like back in the days of like Rizal. If anyone knows like the old school beatboxers, Rizal was like the pinnacle of beatbox back then. The song called The Four Elements, and he did do all this stuff. He did a little bit of stuff with Wu-Tang and stuff, but Rizal was fire. But nowadays, beatboxing has evolved to such an
there's like so much craziness.
They've really evolved it as an art form, man, and it puts my beatboxing to shame. But I like, again, for the tales, it was just like important to me to keep it organic, keep it raw. So I was like, what else can I do? Fading and drum beat, and I was like, let's do some like beatboxing, man.
Yeah, man. Love the raw feel to it.
The fabric of society is dead liquor. They don't want me in the room. I'm the elephant. Let's go. I guess I was fucked from the get-go. Hey. Wrong place and wrong time, guess so. Wrong planet, wrong mind. Guess you could say I was destined to break because I get no satisfaction.
Shout out to Connor, bro.
Yeah, man. I roll stone, ETH with ET, I phone home, ETC. Don't blink, life is gone. Time don't wait, the show must go on. In London, underground, come rain and thunder. Junkies, drunks and punks stung by the hunger. God is good until life push you under. One by one become cold like the tundra. One by one cast out like pariah. Sever heaven body, so body bow to Messiah. Boy cry wolf, everybody soon expire. Run, little liar.
Now we get into like... So part 3, just because it's such a dynamic change, this is where we do start to bring in instrumentation, and I've just like completely kind of shifted the world here. But this is where it starts to get a little bit more meta, and it kind of moves away from Vincent as a single entity, and this kind of then starts to get into a kind of more spiritual territory, I suppose. But this is kind of like more about the human condition, and it's like a bit more, like that film The Beach or something like that, where it starts suddenly just takes a left turn and starts getting a little bit more weird and meta. And this is kind of where I wanted to go with this now. I feel like Stanley Kubrick was a big inspiration for this series as well, just in kind of terms of the shots, but in terms of the story as well. Like, I just wanted it to suddenly change very left field, and like this one was a little bit of a social commentary, and now this is kind of like, again, like you were saying, it's like more coming to that like, well, what is the solution to all this kind of I guess dissonance? And in my mind, the solution, sometimes it just sounds a little bit too like simplistic, but like I guess it goes into it here with the lyrics and stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, visuals is like, and I'll come back to Kubrick at the end, part 4. But yeah, visuals here. This was such a fucking cool shot. This film.
Setting it up as different acts and then displaying the actual text.
Yeah.
Of acts. What was the decision for that? Because it makes it feel like a bit of a play element.
Yeah,
too.
that
add
was
some sort of theatricality to it.
You know, that was my. That was just an idea I had in my head actually before we started filming it, but it was kind of like I know the more I've lent into my creations, the more I've like carved out a bit of an identity of the sort of artist I want to be and feel like I am. I'm sure it'll always be evolving, but I really feel a bit of an affinity in my work to like the old playwriters and stuff like that, you know, like the Shakespeare and stuff like that. I love those.
We've talked about the acting elements that you introduced.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely that theatrical side to your music for sure.
So in Acts, it was just kind of a little bit of a nod to all of that, really. It's kind of like a modern version of that brought to life with music and film, and that kind of sits in the intersection between film, music, and theatre. So,
modern day Bard confirmed.
but yeah, so it's just kind of reinforcing that, I suppose. With Acts, it's just kind of like acknowledging it, you know, because it's good to acknowledge all of the people who paved the way to make what you do possible.
And I feel like you always have like these just like little lines that I feel like are earworms. And for me, this one was just run little liar. Where did like just that inspiration come from? Because you use it and you take just that line and then you start repeating it and then you go liar, 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 and you use that to transition out and to kind of represent the tonal change for you and the dynamic shift that we're about to witness.
Yeah. I think that was. I'm trying to remember where it came from to get my head in my space. Sometimes these things just kind of appear. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Well, that's the nature of creativity, isn't it?
And I just roll with it, and I think that might have been one of those things, but I'm sure that there was a reason for it at the time. Boy cry wolf. Oh yeah, so I'm trying to think of the line before. Boy cry wolf, everybody soon expire. Run little liar. Yeah. So it's the story of the boy.
The boy cried wolf.
Yeah.
Times.
Yeah.
Liar, and playing off of that.
And then getting into a point where because you've already been vilified and demonized, even when you're speaking truth, nobody will listen or take you seriously. And I feel like Vincent, this embodiment of Vincent.
Who's saying the liars here? For you?
Well, I mean, it's all of these, and it's also the internal character, and it's kind of like the dissonance of like, I guess, trying to seek truth in a world where truth is starting to become relative to, Wow,
that's another conversation for another day. Like that's one we could unpack for an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew that guy.
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
I don't know, man. But
wow,
I've got a boner now.
I hope you paid him enough.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, this is the bit where the audio will be a little bit glitchy for a second, and then we'll sort stuff out. Love this shot.
Ooh. That camera work, just the twisting.
Yeah.
Just,
so this was actually the last shot that I got before. This was on the day before you got. This was like months and months before. This is when I went blind in one eye. So I had an autoimmune flare.
That's right. I was supposed to come down on that one.
Yeah. So this was the shot we got right before then. But what you don't see in the shot, because it's dark, was my eye was streaming. And the whole reason I got a black eye in this video is because my eye had this autoimmune swell up, and it was like someone was jamming a fucking knife into my eye. But like, and then my eye was so red, and I was like, I can't do this video with this like pink eye and look mad. So I was like, people were like, well, do you just want to stop the shoot? And I was like, you know what? Nah, let's lean into it. So the reason I've got a black eye in here, which I think is cool now, because now it's kind of part of the character, but it was unintentional. I never thought of that beforehand. We painted on the thing, and then it made the red eye look good,
right?
Like it meant to be. But then, basically, this was the last shot, and my eye was in agony at this point. But we got this shot. One of my favorite shots with the whole spotlight.
I love the shadow, the spotlight, just the way it is, the cage.
But then we were meant to film again the next day, but I went back and like I woke up at 3 the next morning and it just puffed up, like I couldn't even open it, and like it felt like someone was driving a knife into it. And then I ended up having to go to emergency, and then I went blind in that eye for like a week. I couldn't see out of it at all. Like I couldn't open it. I couldn't open the other eye without this one, like. So I just like took a bunch of edibles and went off the face of the earth for like a whole week.
Yeah,
but like
you told me you had an eye issue. I didn't realize it was that bad.
Yeah, no, it was. With this condition, you can go blind as well, so it's really scary. So like with Bartonella, when it gets bad, like, so it was. Yeah, man, I went to a lot of that whole week. I was bouncing around different, like, what is it?
Optometrist.
Yeah, so there's the eye doctor. Anyway, did the eye doctor, got some antibacterial ointment for my eye and some heavy duty drugs and stuff. But yeah, man, it was scary, but it was worth this shot. I like this shot, bro.
It was not worth this shot.
Well, my eyesight.
But it's still an amazing shot.
My eyesight.
Well, it is now since your eyesight's good.
Yeah.
There's no democracy. Democracy ain't corporate lobby free for all. Democracy ain't rich boys, silver spoon seniors. Democracy ain't eating up a lie, then forgiving you. Democracy ain't choosing between herpes or chlamydia. Democracy, hypocrisy, a synonym entwined. Take a baby, then deliver him, position him in line, and then imprison him, condition him in school to make him blind. After they christen him, the Father, Son, the ghost, but not the mind. We are divine, we lose potential when we gravitate to greed. We are benign, we turn to cancer when we take more than we need.
Whoa.
We are designed to be
I never saw that shot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we did a cool.
Can we just appreciate that one more time, please?
Yeah.
But see, if I was allowed to upload this to YouTube, I could have just keyframed that and then been right on it.
We're not the mind. We are divine. We lose potential when we
I love that
gravitate to greed. We are
Look at this.
benign. We turn
Look at this.
to cancer when we take.
Yeah, boy, that's a shot and a half right there.
We are designed to be magnificent.
This is the money shot though coming up. This is the money shot. Wait for this one.
Yeah.
You were part of this one, you know.
Yeah.
Wait for this
When I
one.
almost like burned my hand off.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is
Starry night, the plight of Vincent inside cell block 44. I fought a war inside myself, the war of every working man. A war of what's and why's and how's, and when's the time to take a stand? And who's the one to put me in my place? You or is it God? It's compliance, staying silent. If defiance comes from love, I come from love. I come from hope, I come from truth, I come from trust. I am the last remaining push inside a world that turns to dark. Against the people so determined all to die. And for what?
Bro, that choir pack that you used on Fentanyl, was that the same choir pack? I tell you what, that's been one of the most money vocal packs to work with.
Shit.
Like, you just sauced those choir vocals.
Yeah.
All the time.
Well, in that because I was making this around the same time we did that, and I was making this around the time we did Cujo. I've used the same thing for all three, so that was like a bit of a signature sound for the time.
You've gotten a good run out of it.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, for me, there's always just this like this
epic,
beauty in like you just being a part of this chaos around you and almost being detached from that chaos as you just continue in your line so solidly forward.
It's like that Joker shot in it where he's just walking around the hospital falling, and he's just like,
it's got those Joaquin Phoenix vibes.
Yeah, I like the juxtaposition.
Even there, like where we paused it right here, you see like the streak of the toilet paper behind. Like that's a really dope looking shot right there.
We'll have to do it at some point, bro. But you know the funniest thing is that I went through all the footage of like the slow-mo riot stuff and like something hilarious. It's so funny. You've got like Connor being dragged, and then
Connor,
and then people just smashing people to pieces, man.
We lost camera. There we go.
It was,
you just got sexy chicken, by the way. So
nice.
I made sure that happened.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's fun, man. I'll show some of it. But yeah. This scene,
dude, Connor, like, because we did a bunch of takes of this riot scene, and Connor just kept getting dragged and like fake kicked, and sometimes he actually did get kicked about like 10 to 11 times, just getting dragged. Here's a question.
Yeah.
Why do you beat up your friends all the time?
I mean, this just gives me like a good excuse to do it. I feel like if I would just did it without asking, you know, like people would be like, "What the fuck?" I think I'm being a bit of a dick. This way, I get away with it, and people will even compliment me for it as well, which is kind of nice, man. Like if I just started laying into you right now, people would probably be like, "Wow, Ran's well unreasonable."
Well, I already know that you're a bully.
I'm not a bully.
You were bullying me in there verbally before.
No, you were bullying me, bro.
I was being kind of mean earlier. I was cranky. I'm hungover. It was a good day yesterday.
It's not my fault that you've got alcohol problems.
I played a show. You're a mean person.
Love of power, love of money, love of ego, love of lust. What about love for the sake of love?
Oh my! Oh, there's some just amazing shots throughout this.
yeah.
Honestly, like it's so cinematic.
With the roses
lighting.
falling as well. That was a really
Money,
good.
love of ego, love
I have a boner now.
Yeah.
Yep.
of lust. What about love
Oh, and the fire. Oh, look at that.
Yeah. The
Look at that.
roses.
for the sake of love?
I think that
about
was-
really loving us, but I mean really loving us. That means that I, the me, myself is you,
Look at
and
that.
so we're we in one. And there's never separation while we're moving round the sun. For the sake.
For me,
Yeah, I love that, man.
the jumps between him and you.
Yeah.
In terms of the story,
Yeah.
do you just want to talk about why this is happening visually to reflect the lyrics and your message here?
Yeah, I mean, this will all be a lot more apparent the more of the story goes on, so I don't want to say too much, to be honest, about Vincent's role
fair.
in this whole thing. I mean, like, what will become apparent by the time that this video is out is, like, each part of the story. I think everyone will have been expecting it to be the tale of Vincent van Gogh, which isn't. But, like, each of, as you'll see as well, every episode is named after a painting of Vincent.
And obviously, here's our Vincent van Gogh lookalike right here.
Yeah. So this one is Starry Night, and his role in the whole overarching theme of it becomes more apparent as the story unfolds. But I just thought it was a really cool. I don't know. It was, funnily enough, it was one of these things that wasn't intentional at the start. I had this character Vincent, and I knew that it was going to be a Fight Club style story, and he was going to be a delinquent. But I didn't actually link it to Vincent van Gogh.
No, and I remember talking to you on set of this one, and you hadn't finished the end yet.
No.
And you still weren't sure where you're gonna go. You said you had a few different ideas.
Yeah, and I've got clear ideas. Yeah, the last one still hasn't been written, but it's one of those ones where until I'm like, fuck, that's the one. That's yep.
But it's interesting though, because obviously you've really invested from an artistic perspective in this series already.
Yeah.
Right, and it's obviously meant to be told as part 1, part 2, and you continue on.
Sure.
But you haven't even finished the series yet.
Yeah.
And you're still.
I trust, man. It's going to work out.
That's the faith in yourself in the process.
All stories, yeah.
But you seem like I feel like you're someone, like, I've noticed, because obviously we were listening to a bunch of music yesterday. Like, you have such patience as an artist.
Yeah.
But I feel like you also have like a good sense of when something is right and when something just isn't right, and you have the patience instead of feeling like, no, I got to get this out, like I got to do this, like, of just like letting it be creatively until you do get it right.
The
until
stories,
you feel like it's there.
The story's more important than anything. The story's more important than demand for it to be finished. The story's more important than any personal success that I could stand to gain from doing it sooner, because the story's the thing that will live the longest, and so there's no point rushing that for like smaller short-term gain or like even personal material gain or anything, because all of that stuff will die a lot sooner than the story.
The story is timeless.
Yeah.
True art is timeless.
And so we're we in one, and there's never separation while we're moving round the sun. For the cell of every sentient, it shares a single song, and that's the song of sweet creation. Do you hear the minstrel strong? For there's more to music, life is music, music is the tongue. In the mouth of Mother Earth, and her heart beating is the drum. Hear it, hear it, hear it, that's that thunder in your chest that lets you know that you belong. We are one, we are one, we are free to one song. Something better, yet reset so we can all live on.
Oh, it's guitar. Woo!
Yeah, I love these riot scenes.
The guitar with the choir effect, you're diabolical.
Yeah.
Vincent! Oh good, he's waking up. Vincent, dear boy, I can feel your frustration, but you're in very safe hands here now, please be patient. You see, we are the cutting edge rehabilitation. Don't you feel so excited for this new innovation? Oh God, what the fuck, man? I think I wanna leave. Oh, leave? I'm afraid that's impossible, see? You see, we're part of a new program, it's a government scheme. We're making gentlemen from criminals, and that's what you'll be. With a brand new method, the sort of trials and tests. Like our good godson, you'll be resurrected. What the fuck you on about? What kind of brand new method? Well, we take the frontal lobe and we kind of dissect it. With your synapse augmented with our new serum injected, it tends to recorrect the parts of you we know it affects. There'll be discomfort in your cerebellum, that is expected.
If people are wondering why this character seems so natural for you, I just want the people watching that this is actually just him being himself. So
this is still.
He has many different personalities. It's fine. It's fine. We accept him for him.
If progress wants a price, let it. Guards, this one will do. Yes, this one's fine. Take him away.
So this whole riot, did it just happen in his mind?
No,
did the riot actually happen?
This was a post riot. So it's
okay.
like jumping between different days, isn't it?
I love that.
Yeah. So
I love almost like, because it's obviously it's really interesting because it is very heavy lyricism, right? In terms of the message. And then like we talk about, like the early acts, you have the dissonance, right? You have that chaos. And then for you, how do I unify within that chaos? And then you have this beautiful message towards the end about, just for me, the human condition, right? And us really kind of looking within and using that to unite us externally. But then, amidst this just beautiful fucking message, comedic timing happens with your character. And it's just like, I love how it for me, it almost like it breaks it. Like we're entranced by this. And then all of a sudden, we get shattered to like a different reality, much like Vincent gets kind of just to a different reality. Well, and it's funny, but at the same time, you still have that heaviness. It's just an interesting time to inject kind of that comedy right at the very end with this character.
For me, this is the most like telling part of the human condition, part of the story, and like it's a bit of a nod to Clockwork Orange, it's a bit of a nod to like the 1984s, to the Brave New Worlds, because again, it's like it's the moment of like you come to this point of like this spiritual awakening in the character, and he's talking about the fact that we're all one, and you dissolve the illusion of separation, and then lies the truth, therein lies the power, and then you get snapped back to this very like you're just insane, and we've got this and we've got this, and that's very much like I feel like the Lennons, the MLKs, or those who Nikola Tesla towards the end of his life, like there are so many examples of people who are then kind of just either dubbed too much of an idealist, a utopianist, or too much, or basically just insane, and
look at what happened to them.
And this just kind of snaps it back to that kind of like sobering point where it's just like, you've just delivered this. He's just delivered this kind of like really inspiring, motivational, spiritually awakening bit of.
It's almost like a battle of idealism meets realism.
Yeah, and where the truth lies is, I suppose, it's subjective, and that's the maddening thing about the human experience, is that you can kind of sway to all of these different states and various states of being, and then I don't know, get snapped back to this sober reality of like that's not part of the program, so we need to find a way to get you out of this. That's why I thought it would. I feel like the next episode is going to be a really interesting one for me to explore, because the door's wide open. And this is the one I'm working on now. The door's wide open on. So when that will be, I'm not sure. But the door's wide open of where it could go. I've got some rough ideas though, but I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, that was just like, it'll be really interesting when I get to like sit down and think about it from like more of an analytical lens, like, because there's so many times like I just want to stop and talk even more just about lyrically what's happening. Like I just, again, like for me, one of the things I love, especially with this series too, is like the dynamic changes. Like you kind of never know what's around the corner with you from a musical perspective. Yeah. And I feel like that also kind of reflects this sort of sanity versus insanity arc really well as well. I feel like I'm kind of like inside just the twisted fucking realm of your mind right now watching this.
Good. It's a lovely place to be. I'll pull up a chair, man.
Yeah. So anyways, listen, guys, if you enjoyed this, if you're not subscribed to this man, I have no idea what you're doing. Be sure, click the link below, go subscribe to him, go support Thank you so much for your time, homie.
My pleasure, man.
Stay tuned for the next
Thanks for
bars.
joining me.
All right, everyone.
Let's go.
This is like your yoga shit, bro.
Yeah, I'm on my yoga every day.
Can I put my Timbs on your couch? Are we gonna touch legs? I mean,
this is on my casting couch. There's worse things than Tim's have been on my casting couch, my friend.
you have bad posture. I say this as your friend.
Excuse me?
You have terrible posture.
Well,
I've never seen you like sit up straight properly, ever.
It's all right.
Every time I've interviewed you, you like lean one way, you lean another way.
Now you're being.
Yeah, I am.
You're being like.
You started this today. You started this.